Well, Dodge was disappointing this weekend. I don't know if you were keeping up with the news, but that Roadkill Nights announcement and all the hype of something new from Dodge was certainly a disappointment. But before we discuss that, and I'll get in the car, let's talk a little bit about this beautiful car, right? 2021 Dodge Charger Hellcat SRT Hellcat wide body. Long name, but beautiful, right? There you go. There you go. I was sure hoping that Dodge was going to come out with a V8 because listen to this. That's what we wanted to hear. That's what we wanted to hear. All right, let's get inside and talk. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alan from Boys Toys, and today we're gonna have a discussion of what happened this weekend. If you haven't seen the news or you haven't been in social media, this weekend was the Roadkill Nights. It's an event that Dodge as a company puts up in Detroit in accordance to the events along the famous road in Detroit, which the name of it is escaping me right now, but it is basically an event that they invite all the press, the social media pundits and influencers to participate and publish their coverage of the events. Well, we were excited because there were a few commercials you'll see here that Dodge put out about the new Charger, the new two-door Charger. There were commercials of it coming out on social media, and I put a couple of them in here, this side, if I can squeeze it in. So everybody was eagerly anticipating what Dodge news was. Of course, people that drive Dodge like me are V8 fans, right? We bought in with Dodge because of the Hemis. So starting with the 5.7 Hemi, I mean, even with a 440 in the past and all the other big V8 that Dodge produces. So everybody was excited about it. So the first thing they announced when the announcer was on stage was the Durangos, which we know the Durango still has the Hemis on it, but they started to announce it talking about the Hellcat Durangos, with jailbreak. So basically, if you don't know what a jailbreak is, the jailbreak is where you can customize the way you want it, the way you want the Durango to be with a Hellcat engine in it. So nothing exciting. Chargers and Challengers had jailbreaks in the past, but the Durango is the only one remaining that has the Hellcat engine in it, other than the TRX, I think. But Durango, they're actively making those cars, and it's got the Hellcat engine in it. So that's what they announced. So nobody was too excited because, not everyone is a fan of the Durango. It's a big family SUV, and the competitors, Cadillac has the Cadillac V, which is incredible, big power, and Ford has still boring Fords, but anyways, there's a lot of performance SUVs. If you're looking at that price range, you're looking at the GLC 63, you're looking at the Jaguar SVR, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. So nobody was excited about that. So now fast forward, they announced the Charger, the two-door Chargers, and they were there getting ready to do a donut. And the announcer gets in. I'll put the video in here, and it does a donut. And they announce that it's powered by a six-pack. Boy, that was a disappointment, because Dodge enthusiasts like me, longtime Dodge fans, wants a V8, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, what is Dodge doing?" Right? So it did a little donut, a little burnout. Sounds pretty weak, and six-pack, right? 500 some horsepower. They call it the Dodge Charger Scatpack Six-pack. I think that's what they call it. So you can order it now, and it's got the six-cylinder that's on that new six-cylinder engine that they have. It's not the Pentastar anymore. It's a six-cylinder turbo. 500 horsepower, all-wheel drive though, but they can also say that you can lock it out for full rear-wheel drive traction. So that's fancy. It's all-wheel drive, six-pack, 500 horsepower. I can tell you, it's heavy. It's close to 4,000 pounds. So I don't know if it can actually beat a Scatpack, right? You know, a Scatpack is rear-wheel drive. This is all-wheel drive. The V8 Scatpack, the 392 Scatpack is what I'm saying. I don't even know if it can beat that Scatpack. That's the V6 turbo Scatpack. I don't think it can beat the 392 Scatpacks. Yes, it has all-wheel drive, but the weight's still the same. So maybe we'll see. But what I'm trying to relay to you guys is a Dodge enthusiast, and I'm sure the people are watching here are pretty disappointed, because we all wanted a V8 and we didn't see a V8. The only V8 we saw was in the Durango, and nobody needs a Durango. Everybody who's a car enthusiast wants a Charger or a Challenger or some sort of Hemi-powered sports car or muscle car to kind of be at par, not compete, because they're totally different, with a Mustang GTD or the Corvette ZR1, right? Those are pure sports cars, don't get me wrong. This is a muscle car. But Dodge is always well known for big displacement, big engines. So that was a letdown. That was a big disappointment, that the enthusiasts like me was very disappointed of that announcement. They hyped it up. They did, the social media folks hyped it up and did what they needed to do, but at the end of the day, it was a letdown. Thumbs down, basically, thumbs down. So these are things that Dodge have to learn, that they have to listen to their fans, to the people that actually buy these cars. Nobody wants a six-cylinder turbo. Even Ferrari learned that lesson. Ferrari has six-cylinder turbo, and the 296 GTB or the 296 Ferrari, I was watching YouTube last night, people are selling it back or giving it back after a year or two of ownership. They're not liking it. They're not liking it. So Ferrari comes out with a V8, with electrification and all these kind of things. But it just sucks that Dodge doesn't listen to its fans, and I'm gonna give them a bit of a pass this time. I'm gonna wait maybe a year to see what they come up with, because the CEO Tim Kuniskis did say that don't be surprised if the Hellcat would fit in it. Well, he means to say the two-door Charger, the new body style Charger, quoting that the Hemi Hellcat might fit in it. So we'll see if that happens. But they need something to top what they've done in the past in the V8. Hellcat 707 horsepower, because clearly the Mustang GTD is bringing it, right? It's an incredible car, supercar levels of performance, Nürburgring records, same as the C8 CR1, right? It's bringing it. It's Ford and Chevy is bringing it. So Dodge should bring it to make us proud, to make us enthusiasts excited again. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but hey, the best thing they can do is make the Viper again. If they can make the Viper again with a V10 with some electrification of some sort to add to the power, or just increase the power levels, that would be so incredible. All right, let's go for a ride. I was saying that Dodge need to step it up, because surely what they came out with this weekend was surely disappointing. What I'm saying is, what I'm mentioning about the Vipers is that they need to come up with another V8, because who wouldn't want to hear that, huh? That's a V8. That's what the enthusiast wants to hear, is a V8, not a 6-cylinder turbo. Don't get me wrong, I have a 6-cylinder turbo car, and it's fast, all-wheel drive, it sounds amazing, but it's an Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, so engine made by Ferrari engineers. This time, that 2-door Dodge Charger Scatpack with a 6-cylinder 6-pack, they call it turbo, 500 plus horsepower, definitely more horsepower than the 392 in all-wheel drive, but the weight is just heavy, is not what the enthusiasts would want. Enthusiasts like me, we want a V8, or Dodge has to come out with a halo car, or a big car just like they had with a Viper, a big displacement car, just like they had with a Viper, to compete with a Mustang GTD and Corvette CR1. What Mustang or Ford and Chevy are doing is definitely putting Dodge on notice. And what came out of this weekend was not that. Was not what people like me and the people watching this video would want. So I don't know what they were thinking. I'll give them a little bit of a pass for another year to see what they can come up with, but definitely sure disappointing. You know, because like I mentioned, the CEO of Dodge said you wouldn't be surprised if the Hemi Hellcat engine would fit in it. You know, giving us a little bit of a sneak peek of what might come. But even if that comes, of course, people who want the V8 would be excited, like me, because now Hellcat's back, or Dodge is back with a V8, not a V6, and they'll sure find that this Charger Scatpack 6-pack is not going to sell well. I don't know who wants to buy that. I really don't know who wants to buy that. So I don't understand the thought process, because they sure did not sell the electric version, right? The electric version of those Chargers did not sell well. You can still order them, but they're not actively making them. So this one is another fail on their end to sell cars, because that's not what their customer wants. The customers now that have the money probably bought a GTD or went to CR1 or what have you, right? It's just disappointing. And if they come up with a V8 in about a year, they'll sure make their customer base happy who enjoy the Hellcats and the 392s, especially if they make that 2-door Charger all-wheel drive with a V8 in it. That would be something else. That would be something else, wouldn't you think? But if they don't, I don't know. And then they need to come up with a car that would be able to compete with a Mustang GTD and Corvette CR1, or even the CR1X. They already have shown that they can make an all-wheel drive. This 6-pack platform has the potential, because it's got all-wheel drive, and you can completely lock the rear, where you can just use rear-wheel drive. That's exciting. If the platform can get a better engine, not a 6-cylinder. Because a 6-cylinder, you watch, when Dodge comes out with a V8 version, those 6-cylinder turbos will not sell. Nobody wants to buy that, because that's not why you buy a Dodge. For real, that's not why you buy a Dodge. Everybody wants to aspire to get to the V8 Dodges. A lot of people start with a SE or SXT and then progress to an RT and then get a 392 and then get a Hellcat, and if they have not enough money, get a Demon or what have you. So the progression for V8 Enthusiast is just bigger displacement, bigger horsepower, you know, faster, louder, all this kind of things. So Dodge has to figure that out. They really do. And for me, as a enthusiast, I'm surely blessed to have this Hellcat, and I'm not gonna be ungrateful about it. I really enjoy this car. I love this car. I love driving it. But for me, the next car would be a V10. That's the natural progression, and that would probably be an Audi R8 V10 Plus or V10 Performance, because I love the sound of that V10, and it's gonna be in this channel you watch. In a year or 2 years from now, with the grace of God, that'll happen. Because why do I say that? Because everything I have comes from God. I just want to give praise to Him. And in the same way, as I prepare for that future, I'm going to keep praying that I might get there. And I'm going to do some things to get there with His help. So, wanted to just have this discussion with you guys, because if you're an enthusiast and anticipating what was going to come out this weekend at Roadkill Nights, it definitely wasn't what we wanted. And I'm sure they'll come out with a better one, I hope, and to be able to compete with the other manufacturers like Ford and Chevy. Because as the market gets competitive like it is now, Dodge has to be competitive in order to stay viable as a company, because that's their job, right? That's their business, to sell cars. They didn't do well with the electric. They were so behind on it. It's terrible. So they have to have a better business plan on how to sell cars and how to get their enthusiasts, the fanatic enthusiasts, back. And if they're going to be back, you can bet I'm going to be at Roadkill Nights next year, and I'm going to make videos of it this channel. But for now, we're just going to wait and see and feel disappointed by what is out there. But at least I have a Hellcat. I can still enjoy it, and I can make videos of it so you guys can enjoy it with me. So thank you for your following, for your liking, for your subscribing and watching these videos. I truly appreciate it. And put your comments and opinions below. I'll love to have a discussion. I try to answer all the comments on what you think about what Dodge is doing, even what Ford and the Corvettes are doing, because I'd like to have for us to have a forum or a discussion about it. It make it more fun to make these videos when we can have those type of discussions. All right. So for now, I'm gonna sign off, as there's too many stoplights, and this video is a little too long. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.